This video is for entertainment purposes only. Hi everybody, welcome back. It's Susan Lynn, Psychic Medium. Thank you for joining me today and welcome to all the new subscribers. I really appreciate you being here. I think you'll find that this community is really fantastic. Thanks for joining us. So we're going to talk about politics today. Oh my gosh, has so much happened. Trump managed to get himself impeached a second time because one wasn't good enough. You know, he has to do everything to the nth degree. So that's good. That's wonderful. I'm ready to celebrate, but we have some other things we need to take care of. First of all, I want to say that, as you probably know, 10 congresspeople, Republican congresspeople, joined the Democrats in impeaching Trump. One of those people was Liz Cheney. I want to talk about her for a second because she has broken from the pack. She is definitely what the guides showed me, and for the new subscribers, basically I just get downloads from my guides. I do love tarot, I do love astrology, I do love numerology, but it's just not my thing. My thing is direct downloads. So the guides show me a track, a visual. This is what they showed me, a track like a race. And, you know, there would be a group of people or horses or whatever they are, racing cars in a group. And there's, you know, somebody in the lead usually, but there's usually this group that's a pack. And Liz Cheney has broken out of the pack and she's making a run for the lead. So what she's trying to do is she's trying to take whatever's left of the quote unquote reasonable Republicans, the fiscal Republicans, the more, the less, I guess the non-Trumpers, right? And she wants to take them and she wants to really work on getting them together to really create a coalition, okay? So she's going to be pushing back on the Trumpers. She's pushing back on Trump himself, and she's making her own way. She is definitely planning on running for president in 4 years. And this is her first foray into that. She's very serious about it. I think she has better odds than many of the other people who have said that they want to run for presidency, but are supporting Trump. I think those people will actually just fall out of politics in general, because what we have coming in the next 6 months all the way up to 4 years is just mind-blowing as far as what we're going to find out about the misinformation and the disinformation that has been happening in our political world, but also in the whole United States. So I wanted to mention that. I want to say right off the bat, listen, if you guys don't follow Whimsy, Tarot by Whimsy, please do. She's brilliant. She is a remote viewer. She does tarot as well, but she's a remote viewer, which means basically, I'm not going to go into it right now, but it means basically that she can meditate and then go into someone else's energy. So she can go into Putin's energy and actually be in his body, see what he's thinking about a particular thing. Now, she does it with a very specific way of doing it called heart-centered meditation and remote viewing, which means basically she gets their permission. If they say no, then she doesn't go in. This is a very weird thing. You guys have seen me go into Trump's energy, and if you've watched this series, these videos for very long, you'll see that I have sage, and because his energy is kind of yucky. Now, I think the way Whimsy does it is just, I just think it's better. It's better on all fronts. The last time I went into Trump's energy was just 2 days ago. This is what happened. Literally, guys, I was getting ready to kind of go into his energy. So I'm facing him like you're facing me right now. And a lizard tongue came out of his mouth, a big, long lizard tongue. And I was like, that's it. I'm out. I'm out. Close the screen, you know, turn the power off. I don't want nothing to do with no lizard tongue Trump. I'm sorry. I can't go there. I just can't. There's no amount of sage. There's no amount of Archangel Michael. I don't think. I don't know. I'm not ready. Okay. I couldn't do that. But the way Whimsy does it is so much better, because this is why it's important. I'm telling you this. Okay. Seriously. Really and seriously. Many months ago, Whimsy went into Trump's energy And actually, I'm sorry, I take that back. She went into Lindsey Graham's energy. Lindsey Graham, she loves going into his energy, and it's fun. He's a fun guy to go into the energy because basically he hangs out in bars and likes to drink expensive, drinks, whiskey or something. I forget what it is. But, and he likes a well-heeled crowd, he just he's a certain thing. So anyway, she went into his energy, and the important thing that he said was he was speaking to Trump, and he said, I'm giving you the honor of resigning, Mr. President. That's what she heard him say. Much like they did with Nixon. They went in and said, we're giving you the honor of resigning, Mr. President. Because if you don't resign, bad things are going to happen to you. But if you can do this the easy way or the hard way, it's up to you, right? So Whimsy heard Lindsey Graham say this to Trump months ago. And we have often thought about it. This is the thing that's really interesting about psychic abilities or, remote viewing or anything that you're seeing into the future. You see something and you think there is no way that's going to happen because you can't, our little, reality-based brains cannot even wrap our head around how we would get to that end result. But it happens. Right now, the house I'm sitting in right now, a psychic saw me sitting in this house 4 years ago, 2 houses ago, and a relationship ago. And she told me I would be in this house. She described it. And I said, no, it's not going to happen. I don't know what you're talking about, but that is not going to happen. Here I am. Here I am. So when Whimsy had this thing where she saw Lindsey Graham doing this, we were wondering, how's this ever going to happen? Something that happened to me. I have a video named Nancy Pelosi as president with a question mark. I saw it. The guides told me that it was very likely to happen. And I'm thinking, okay, Trump would have to go. Pence would have to go. This was, months ago. How can that happen? Here we are. I'm about to tell you. Okay. It's complicated, but it's going to be easy. Okay. Here's the deal. Trump just got impeached and 10 Republicans signed on to that impeachment. Mitch McConnell in the Senate, even though he has said, I'm not going to do impeachment until we get back, and we're going to get back after Biden's inauguration. We're not going to even take this on the Senate floor until after Biden's inauguration. Okay, he did say that. So that's the confusing part of this conundrum. But Mitch McConnell also said, I support impeachment. Okay, if Mitch McConnell says he supports impeachment, that means he has enough members to do impeachment. He's not going to say it if he doesn't have the receipts, if he doesn't have the ability to make it happen. And number one, and number two, if Mitch McConnell says it's happening, it's going to happen because he's the leader of the Senate right now. Okay, now he won't be the leader of the Senate when Biden gets in, but the Democrats will. So they'll make it happen. So it's going to happen. Okay. After Biden gets in, they're going to impeach, Trump. And why that matters is everybody thinks it doesn't matter. It's like, who cares? Just let it go. Move on. But why it matters is once he gets impeached by the Senate and the House, he can't be pardoned. There is the magic ticket that makes everything understandable. Okay, so with that in mind, with the fact that he knows Mitch McConnell's coming after him, he knows the Senate's going to impeach him, and he knows he won't be able to be pardoned. Let's back up 2 days ago. I told you that Trump was on a plane going to Texas, of all places, to the border wall. And guess who was on the plane with him? Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham doesn't want to be on a plane with Trump for 6 hours. I promise you he doesn't want to be on a plane with Trump for 6 hours. So Lindsey Graham was doing something. Well, it turns out that he was on the plane calling all his fellow, Republicans and trying to get them to say they wouldn't impeach Trump. That's what he did. He was calling. Well, guess what? Didn't work out so well. Most people were like either non-committal, and some people said they would. It didn't give them the information that they needed. And so what we think, what Whimsy thinks, and what the majority of us think is that Lindsey was on the plane and in Texas and on the plane back telling Trump, look, it's over. It's over. You have 2 choices. You can either resign and let Pence become president and let Pence pardon you, or you can ride this horse all the way to the finish line, at which you will be impeached by the Senate and there's no opportunity for a pardon. So what do you want to do? So you can see how Lindsey Graham is saying, sir, we're giving you the honor of resigning, because there's honor in resigning versus staying to the end and getting impeached by the Senate. Okay, now that's one scenario. The scenario that I saw that I think is interesting is that I saw Pelosi being president. Now, I didn't see her being president for like, a week or even days. I just see her being president for enough time for it to actually be counted as a president. Now, we all have free will, right? Maybe Trump will take the resignation and then maybe Pence will pardon him. Pence will take the presidency, and which makes him 46, by the way. Doesn't make Biden 46, it makes Pence 46. So then Pence pardons Trump, and then Pence hangs out until Biden becomes the 47th president. Okay, maybe that will happen. But I think there's a little bit of a problem here. And I do know, everybody knows, because I know from my guides, but it's also corroborated by what's coming out of the White House. Trump and Pence are literally at odds right now. They don't like each other. Trump is very mad at Pence, and Pence is very mad at Trump because Pence was doing this to bide his time, to check the boxes so he could be president, so he could have his own run at president. That's the only reason why Pence agreed to be vice president. He's never liked Trump. He's never thought Trump was presidential. Look at Pence. He's clean, clear cut, tie. I mean, his hair is like, is it real? It's like a G.I. Joe, like that hair that's not real. Anyway, and I'm not a fan of Pence, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that Pence is really mad at Trump. I mean, and let's face it, they screamed, hang Pence in the Capitol, Trumpers. So he's got lots of reasons to not trust Trump. He's got lots of reasons to not like Trump. And he's got lots of reasons to want to get the hell away from the Capitol. I see Pence, I've said it in previous videos, becoming a provost at a religious university. His political career is pretty much gone. It's over. Because y'all, we don't even know. We don't know all the stuff that's coming out. I have more stuff to tell you guys that's going to be in a whole nother video. There's so many things coming out. Okay? And once that stuff comes out, it's just Pence is going to look bad because he was vice president, whether he knew or he didn't know. Or he knew and he pretended that he didn't know. Whatever, or even if he left the room. La, 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 I'm not going to know. I don't want to know you're got insurrection or you're talking to Russia. Whatever. It doesn't matter. He's going to look bad because he was vice president. It's a stain. The dude is over. So does he really want to do Trump this favor? Can they convince him to take the presidency? In one hand, it could be a hero. He could be a hero. Well, the guides just said, no, he should be a hero. That's a really good point, isn't it? Pence taking the White House should make him a hero. Here he is, the Republican Party, the masthead, taking the flag, taking back over the office, putting, truth and valor and all the things that, making the Republican Party respectable. That's what they just said. Pence should take the job because he could say, I'm here to make the Republican Party respectable again. I'm here to clean up this mess. I'm going to hold this open until Biden comes in because that's how our Constitution works. Okay? That's what the guide said should happen. But here's the thing. When I go into Pence's energy, and I don't go in like remote viewing, I simply view his energy from the outside. He's devastated. That's that word they were telling me earlier. He's devastated. He doesn't even want, he doesn't even want to have anything to do with it because all it does is remind him of what he doesn't have. It reminds him of what he can't ever have. So he's looking at it not as a hero, but as a stain. He feels stained. He feels like he's got yucky on him. You know, I got yucky on me from that guy. And I don't want to go anywhere near that because it's yucky. And he's going to be judged. So I think him taking the 46th presidency, Pence taking the 46th presidency, he knows what's coming down. They show me he knows what's coming to be, that's going to be known, the truth that's going to be known, and that in history will not look at him kindly in that position. I see it differently, but, you know, I think that's how Pence sees it. So they're going to have to really coerce him, bully him, something him to get him to do it. I don't know, y'all. It's 50-50. The energy feels 50-50 that he's going to accept the presidency and pardon Trump. You know, again, I just feel so bad. When I'm near his energy, I feel terrible. I mean, devastated. Like, now I have to pardon the man that ruined my life, that ruined my presidential aspirations? Really? You want me to do that? Isn't it enough? Haven't I given enough? Haven't I been through enough for you people? Now you want me to do this? That's the energy. That's the energy. I hate to be in his shoes. Anyway, so how does Nancy become president? I mean, who knows, guys? This is all in play, and we all have free will. I sometimes talk to you guys and I say that sometimes I hear the words, it is written. When I heard that the Senate would be 50-50, that we would win those 2 seats, the Democrats would win those 2 seats in Georgia, they told me it's written. And I had a lot of doubt, a lot of fear, a lot of doubt, because the race was shaky and crazy things were happening. But they told me it was written, and sure enough, it happened. So some things are written, and when I give you readings, it's the same thing. Look, if it's written that you're supposed to have a kid, I'm sorry, you're going to have a kid. You know, you can put it off for 6 months or a year, whatever you want to do. Use birth control, but guess what? Sooner or later, you're going to have that kid because it's written. I don't hear that very often. Very rarely do they tell me it is written. More often, they just say this will happen, and that means that basically the energy within your energy field suggests that this will happen. It's not 100%, but it's, you know, it's likely, okay? We all have free will. And I feel like I almost heard that it's written that Nancy Pelosi will be president. That's the first time I heard that. I don't know. I'm still scared to say that out loud. But anyway, let's see what happens. There's a lot of stuff that's happening. The bottom line is that Pence, that's really funny. I meant to say Biden will be president. And I said the bottom line is, and Pence came out of my mouth. And that's how they do it, guys. That's what I call psychic diarrhea. You can't stop it. It just comes out before you know what's happening. I hope you weren't drinking right now. Anyway, so it looks like Pence probably will come in as president. They will encourage him in, I can't think of the word they're saying is not, I can't get it. It sounds like indulge, but it's not indulge, or maybe he'll indulge them. I don't know. Anyway, it looks like Pence will be president. And then will Pelosi come in after Pence? Because that would be 46 and then 47. And then that would make Biden 48. This is crazy stuff, y'all. This is crazy. Will Nancy come in? Will Pence come in? Yes. Yeah. I'm getting a yes. He has to. The guides just told me he has to. Oh my God. So they're making him, they probably have stuff on him too. And they're like, you want your life to be worse than it is now? We can arrange for that to happen. He has to. Pence has to do it. Pence has to do it. So but how can I get back to Nancy? Is Nancy going to, when I go into Nancy's energy, she is totally not looking at this. She does not, this is nowhere near on her radar screen. Like she's got, like when I look at her energy, it's like she's got computer monitors all the way around her. Like she's in Command Central and she's got literally 180 degrees of computer monitors, video monitors, and she's monitoring everything that's happening. She is not thinking about becoming president. She is not thinking that this would ever happen. She's simply trying to, it feels like runaway horses, like everything is out of her control, and she's just trying to mitigate. You know, she's trying to control what she can, keep things on the track, keep the train on the track, but it keeps wanting to go off the track. And then she kind of coerces this person and talks to this person and brings them all back together. I don't know. I don't know if she becomes president. Speaker of the House. She is the Speaker of the House. They said Speaker of the House. Is that what it's called? Speaker of the House? She's the Speaker of the House? Yes, because the Senate is leader, and I think Speaker of the House. She's Speaker of the House. Okay, maybe she doesn't become president. Okay, slow down. Is Pence going to hand over the presidency to Biden? I don't know why, but that just kills Pence. It just kills him. He keeps saying, this isn't the way it was supposed to happen. This isn't the way it was supposed to happen. It's like a nightmare that won't end. He's like, this nightmare won't end. That's why he's moved out. You know, the vice president's residents, they've already moved out. I mean, he wants to be away from this. He wants to move on and put it behind him. But instead, he's going to have to do this other thing. It's like it will just never end. God, there's so much going on. I got to do a whole nother video. It's really important. But so Pence, anyway, this video basically says that Trump is going to resign, because I asked my guides. As soon as I heard that, we all knew when he was on that plane, Lindsay was on the plane, that he was going to be talking to Trump. And we all knew here it's starting to come true, right? All these predictions are starting to come true. And then I came back in here and I asked my guides. Sometimes it's easier if you write it down. Like if you ever need a question answered from your guides, it's easier to just either type it and then you can say yes or no, and then just whatever you hear, you have to go with, okay? Or write it on a piece of paper and write the words yes and the words no. And as soon as you get it, you just circle whatever one. You cannot think about it. That's the problem. When your ego mind gets into it, it's over. So I came into my office and I wrote down on my Word document, because as I said, sometimes you have to write it down. And I wrote down, will Trump resign and be pardoned? ? And immediately I heard, yes, it is already done. So it appears to be that Trump will, if he hasn't already, timing is a little off with the guides, right? Their timing is very fast. Ours is very slow. So it appears that either Trump has already agreed to do this or he's in negotiations. I feel like right now he's in negotiations. Now, you know, he thinks he's the master negotiator. You know, he thinks he is, you know, the man, the businessman. So I'm sure that he has a list, you know, a very long list of what he wants to get for this resignation. He's not going to do this without getting as much as he possibly can. And then that's a whole nother video as to whether what he does get, right? What does he get? Because I'll tell you, this video is getting long, but I'll tell you that I did, at one point I heard that he, and I'm looking at my notes right now, that he was going to be charged. Like I said, there's so much. So I wrote down a question. My question was, if we impeach him again, will that help us learn our lesson? Because they were talking about the lesson that Trump is here to teach us, and I'll do another video on that. But they said no. I was like, dang it. And then they said, he will be indicted. And I said, what do you mean he'll be indicted? And then they said, indicted due to something. I said, indicted due to something he does after he is not president. So I was thinking that he was going to get pardoned, right? That he was going to get this big, huge blanket pardoned. And so that it makes sense to me that after he was not a president anymore, that he would do something that would be criminal. I mean, it makes sense. The guy does this all the time, right? So that's where my logical mind went. And I said, so indicted due to something that he does after he is not president. This is what they said. Multiple indictments from before he was president. From before he was president, multiple indictments. And then they showed me that woman, Jean E. Carroll, that she's accused him of rape. Again, y'all, like I mentioned earlier, all the pieces, these are all pieces of puzzle on a big table. And it's hard to know how they're going to come together. And everybody has free will. Each one of those puzzle pieces has free will. So it's mind-blowing for us to figure out how it's going to come together. That's the weird thing about this stuff. So I wrote, seems like there will be federal charges filed against him after his presidency for his crimes he committed before he was president. So then I wrote, what about state charges? ? Will he go to jail? ? The guide said, no, federal first. Federal first. So, I don't know. There is so much, you guys. I swear to God, I probably have 3 videos worth of stuff that got downloaded. It's just a lot. But I wanted to do this video because I feel like it's in Trump's best interest to resign. I think Whimsy has it right. I think she had it right all along. I think that they're forcing him. Mitch is on one side forcing him because the House has already done their job. And Mitch is like the big club, forcing him to do what they want him to do. They want him out. They want to get control again. You have to understand too, something I've said for many videos, Trump has control. These Republicans are Trumps. They're not Republicans anymore. They're Trump supporters. They're MAGA. Okay. So Mitch McConnell wants them back. He's tired of not having control of these people. And now all these corporations that have withdrawn their money from Republicans. Now they're like this. They've got no money. They're really hamstrung. They're really restricted. So Mitch can't go forward like that. Even if he's not, leader of the Senate anymore, the Republicans have got no future if they don't have money. If they don't have that money coming in to fund their races, they're being punished. Clearly, the Republicans are being punished by corporations, saying, hey, this went too far. We can't be seen attached to this bad, video, this bad image. We can't have that. We're pulling back. So now Mitch has to get rid of Trump. Trump is the cancer. Trump is the problem. Get rid of Trump. Then we can maybe get all our sponsors back. We can get back to normal. That's what's happening. They're pushing Trump out and they're going to use as big a club as they can to make him go. Now, for another video is the fact that he's not going to go. I have a video that I'm going to do, and the guides want me to call it Trump's Revenge. That's what they told me, Trump's Revenge. And the pieces that have been dropping in from the guides are so disparate. They're so different, and I can't, it's like a mosaic. I can't make sense of it. So that's why we have you guys. You guys are brilliant. You guys can make sense of the pieces. You leave great comments that really help me, truly, really help me. Someone left a comment yesterday that caused a download. The comment that I had not thought about it. So if I don't think about it, sometimes the download is just not there, right? Because I'm not asking the question. Got to ask the question to get the answer. So somebody left a comment and I read the comment and boom, there went the download. And that helped me. And it's still continuing. This morning, they woke me up with the same thing more information along that same download. So I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your brilliant thinking about this. And I also want to say, because YouTube does listen to all of these videos for other reasons, for advertising reasons and for search engine optimization reasons, which means that they listen to it to say, oh, this person would like this video. It mentions these things. So they know how to, that's how these videos pop up on your feed. So now that YouTube is listening to this, I want to say, hi, YouTube. But I also want to say this video is for entertainment purposes only. I am just a psychic. These are my own personal opinions. They don't mean anything. They're just entertainment, fun, you know, like Fox News does. You know, we're not news, we're entertainment. So that's how we get around these things. So I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. I am so grateful for you guys. You guys truly have kept me sane during this time. I really appreciate doing the readings for you guys, because it really does help me escape and help you in the meantime, which is wonderful. You guys be safe, wear your mask, social distance, stay away from, if you can, stay away from places that might be problematic, like federal buildings and things like that, you know, and malls. I swear to God, I don't know what's going to happen with malls, but look, just stay home if you can. Go to the grocery store, get some good food, get some good Netflix or a book, or go out in nature and take care of yourself. Lots of self-care. Okay, good to be with you, and I will be back soon with more videos, you can bet. Take care, everybody.